is just the NYX Professional Make Sweet Cheeks Matte Blush. It's a creamy powder blush. It's disgusting. I do apologize. But this is in the shade Summer Breeze. Summer Breeze. I showed this in my blush collection, and then I remembered that I had it, and I just started using it again. And I'm wearing it today. The shade is a very red, rosy, but almost in that terracotta range. I don't think this blush was targeted for lighter people. I think it's medium to dark, but that's never stopped me before. So I like it because it gives that dark rosy effect like you're cold. And then it takes longer to wear off because there's more pigment in it. It's not like a light pink or whatever, so it lasts longer. And I just really like the formula of these blushes, so I've been using this up. I hit pan on it months ago, and then I got other blushes. I just stuck my fingernail in it, but I have a personal vendetta to use up some of my makeup and just slim down what I have because I don't need it all. And I'm not buying more blushes, bronzers, etc. You guys have heard this spiel, so I've been using this one to kind of maybe feel a little accomplished, but I really love the shade, especially for the fall and winter. In the spring and summer, I like a bit more of a pinky peachy blush, but now that it's getting colder, I like having rosy cheeks, which is funny though because I flush really easily and I'm either really cold at all times, so I'm red a lot, but for some reason when I put my my full coverage foundation on, then I want rosy cheeks. So there's that. Up next is the highlighter I've been using literally all month. This is a similar story to the blush. It's only a similar story in the way that I've started using it again. Okay. So this is the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. Now the shade is Daybreak Glimmer, reminds me of Edward Cullen in The Vampires, and that is what happens. It makes you sparkle like a vampire. So I got this actually from a subscriber. Her name is Brooke. She sent this to me, and it's stunning. First of all, the pattern is dragon scales, and I can get in with that. I'm also wearing this highlighter today. It's a gold, but why I've been loving it is it's got such a nice undertone that it just sparkles and highlights the face. It doesn't have more pigment underneath it, so it's really nice for me now that I'm getting more pale because I haven't seen the sun in 3 damn days, you know what I mean? So I do have it on my whole face and on my eyes. It's the perfect mixture between glow from within and boom, sparkly highlights. It has little actual particles in it, but it blends into the skin really nicely. I just love it. I don't know what else to say. It's just really nice. The packaging isn't great, but it's not it's the worst. It's better than the Wet n Wild one. And the funny thing is I normally don't really particularly enjoy Revlon products, but this one's it. This one is it. And I believe they have other shades, so I highly recommend checking this out. So shout out to Brooke for sending me that in the mail. Okay, let's move on. Up next we have an eyelash glue. I didn't include this last month because I wasn't sure how I felt about it yet. And my final thoughts, I'm in love. Thank goodness. Thank the Lord above that the Sephora glue that I had been using was out of stock and I had to buy this because I was out of glue. This is just the Velour lash adhesive mascara over it to turn them back to being black. And I like to wear my lashes until they break and fall apart because, first of all, false lashes are expensive, and second of all, why am I just gonna wear a pair like once or twice and then throw it out? Like, that's not necessary. I wear them until I literally cannot stick them on my face in any way, shape, or form, and then I throw them out. But what I've been liking about this glue, and it's hard to explain. If you don't understand lash glue, probably it's not going to make any sense, but what I like about it is that it actually dries. It dries. So what I mean by that is it's sticky and it sticks to your eye, and it sticks to your eye all day. I don't really have issues with a lash lifting or anything like that, but I don't usually have an issue with that because I don't put it too close in the inner corner or too far out, and then your eyes don't water. So if you have issues with lashes lifting, try moving it in on both ends. But so then when you take it off, the glue isn't sticky still, like it doesn't stick to you or anything like that. It's not as adhesive anymore. It's still malleable, but it's not as sticky. So it's easy to get off the lash because of that. So it doesn't rip them as easily if you ever have an issue with that. Like, that doesn't happen as easily. And it hasn't been drying out my eyelids. I struggle with that a lot. And it hasn't been doing that. I specifically struggle with this eye on the outer corner. It gets really bad. So far, so good. So I just really, really like this. And then I was reading it, and it said it was the country of origin was Korea. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Korean beauty just gets eyelashes, you know? So, yeah, I just really like this glue, and it's not that much more expensive, and you get really, like, this is a lot. It's a big eyelash glue. Up next is a lip liner that's very small, hard to tap on it. So this is a NYX lip liner. It's the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and Definitely a Turn On waterproof something lip liner. This lip liner is so good. The name had to be this long. And it's in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. I have it on right now as well. You guys know that I am very, very loyal to my NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Natural. But this is my first love when it comes to NYX lip liners. I have it on now, so it is lighter and it has more of that pinky undertone. It's very easy to apply. The formula is pretty similar, except for this one is a pencil and it actually needs to be sharpened, which is no big deal. But I just like to start wearing this when I get more pale. I just feel like it's a nicer shade on me as I get lighter, and the shade Natural is a bit better for when I'm darker or when I kind of want to do like a 90s bronzer. I have been loving this for eyeshadow. I did a look for my Halloween costume that you probably just saw. I did this look where I kind of just darkened out a corner of my eyes and I used this. I have been doing that look so much recently. I've just been really liking it, and I'm liking this shade because it's more of like a face color. It just really like helps to contour the eyes, and it like really adds quite a dramatic effect. And I have used this as a smoky eye as well, just kind of like all over. And this shade, if I want to add more in, this is the medium dark contour powder. If I want to add like even more dimension, I've used this as well, and it works really nice and it blends really nice. And this is beautiful for throwing in your makeup bag when you're going for an overnight somewhere or whatever. When I went away for Thanksgiving weekend to see my mom and my dad, I took this with me and that highlighter, and I like did a couple different eye looks, and it was just so easy. I didn't need to bring an eyeshadow palette. So this is really nice for both of those things. Yeah, so you can use makeup products for more than just the way that they tell you to use them. And they blend super easy because they're supposed to be for the face. It's just good. Yeah. I always wanted to get the Rust Stack. I think it was from Melt. But I feel like I basically have like 2-in-1 with this product, and I really, really like it. And in that same vein, I've been using this brush to do the makeup look, and it's been I love it. This is a Morphe M562. It's really, really small. I've had this brush for years, and I've always sort of used it for detail work, but it's just been always so good for under the eye work. If you don't have a teeny like fluffy blending brush like this and you do a lot of eyeshadow work, I highly recommend. I know Sigma makes one because I bought this brush because Amy Macedo, if you don't know who she is, she's just like a makeup YouTuber. She was always using a similar brush from Sigma, and she was always using it on her bottom lash line, and her bottom lash line always looked so good. So then she was wearing army pants and flip-flops, so I got army pants and flip-flops basically. So yeah, that's what I got it for, but I've been really, really loving it, and it like is super fast. It's a super fast makeup look, and it's been my go-to lately. I didn't do it today because like I've done it almost every day this past week, and I've been filming a lot, and I was like, the whole month of November I'm just gonna have the same eyeshadow look on, so I switched it up despite what I wanted. But yeah, so really, really cute, good brush, and I highly recommend. I don't know if they still make it. I'll link it down below, or I'll find a similar one if you're interested, because like I said, I bought this brush years and years and years ago. It's also actually white haired, which I prefer in makeup brushes, especially for eyeshadow, but I've just used it so many times for my brown shadow that it's brown right now and I need to clean it. But why am I going to clean it when I'm going to use it for the same thing, you know? Okay, so this next product is maybe going to come a little out of left field. So this is actually a dry shampoo from the brand Life Unpacked, made in Vancouver. So it comes in what quite literally looks like a spice container or like a salt and pepper shaker. So you basically, this is a website or a company this is a company dedicated to like reducing waste and that kind of thing. And I'm on my own personal slow journey to slowly like decrease my carbon footprint and like just be more environmentally friendly. I to say about this dry shampoo, but first of all, you can't order just one thing from the website. They, like, you can order it, but they won't ship it to you until you buy a couple things, just for, like, environmental purposes, and they just ship it in, like, the smallest box possible. It's really cute. But basically, this shampoo, or dry shampoo, is made out of potato starch and rice powder, and a couple other things. It smells like vanilla, which is actually really nice. The first time I used it, it was a disaster. I hated it. I used way too much. You don't need a lot. There's basically what I'm getting at is there's a huge learning curve when it comes to this, because you just like shake it out. Like, it's literally, you shake it into your hand. So the first time I used it, I was like, WTF, man. So there's a learning curve. You kind of have to like figure it out, what's gonna work best for you. I prefer to like pour it in my hands and then sort of rub my hands together and then rub it through my scalp, and then I'll pour it, like shake some onto my part, and then really rub that in. I don't recommend using this on like a really big day or something. I do have a backup dry shampoo for more important times, but it really works, and I find that it doesn't make your hair feel like that grainy texture that you have dry shampoo in. So I really like that. I've just been really enjoying this, and sometimes finding non-aerosol dry shampoos can be tough. I will note that when you do scratch your head and you've put this in your hair, your fingernails are like this color, like it comes off. So, but that doesn't happen if you don't use too much. Like if you just put too much in one spot, that'll happen. But it really soaks up everything really well. Like it works really well. But there's a learning curve to figure out how to do it. And like the best advice I can give you is to just like try again until you kind of figure it out. Also, I recommend doing it over like the bathroom sink, because it does kind of get a little it kind of like gets everywhere a little bit. Not a big deal. I think I mentioned that it smells like vanilla, which is really nice. And then when you need a new one, you just order the packet and you refill the jar. So I just got this a couple days ago because I'm like almost running anyways, there's like, this stuff is amazing. So I've tried Abreva, which doesn't work as good as Cold Sore Effects in my opinion. I've tried the Polysporin patches. I've had the little blue pills that people that have herpes, like actual herpes, take, and that does help. But this is my favorite way to just deal with it. So what I like about it is it's an ointment. It says to apply it 4 to 6 times a day, but I apply it more than that. Every time that it kind of starts to tingle, I apply it. What I like about it is it does kind of like suffocate it, and it does heal faster. So in my experience, it's about the end of day 2 by putting this on that it'll be like, it won't hurt anymore. It'll just be the scab, and that's what we've got going on right now. And that's kind of, you just like have to deal with that until it naturally heals. But it's so much better than dealing with the like pulsating sore on your mouth. And what I like about Cold Sore Effects is that it like soothes the pain. So it's very soothing, and that stops, which is like so good. If you understand, if you have a cold sores, you'll get it. So buy this, run